Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ring Diaries, where we talk about marriage and everything to do with marriage here at Church of Uganda Family TV. I'm Phiona Mbowa, bring it to you, and we bring you real people. I keep telling us we bring real people to share real experiences, just so that we may make our marriages better. And with me this evening is Mr. and Mrs. Kizito, and they're going to introduce themselves more, and they will tell us why they're here. And I keep telling us there's no expert in marriage, by the way. Even at 1 month, I can be able to teach you over 100 years. There's no expert. Everyone, we are always ready to learn. And I hope you can join me on this learning journey today as we talk about children and our marriages. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Uh, Good evening, viewers. My name is Patrick Kizito. I'm happy to be here on Family TV. I am a father of 4.
For it. Hey, yes.
Yes, I'm a father of 4, married to my dear wife, Faith Kizito. We've been married this is our anniversary week. We've been married now, it'll be 11 years.
Wow,
I work with an organization called Scripture Union and in the Department of Family. I'm a big fan of family and done lots of reading and also writing. I have written books on marriage. There is one here, God's Model of Marriage. This book has also featured in the Akaba African Authors of the Year 2024.
Wow.
It's a beautiful piece, very animated and very wonderful things. We may not be able to explore all that is in here.
No, but what shocked me is the fact that it has pictures. For Ugandans who don't know how to read, like Ugandans, they tell us if you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book. But this one has actually animation, so please get yourself a copy and see how to have a model marriage.
And also, many people know me for parenting, coaching. I do lots of parenting coaching, and I wrote this book about 3 years ago just to help people raise better children. So tonight, why we chose marriage and children is because those are areas where we spend much of our time talking to parents and engaging and having conversations. Hope you will benefit from our time as we share.
Thank you. Thank you, Fiona, for hosting us. My name is Faith Kizito, and I'm married to one husband who is a man, Mr.
These
Kizito.
days we have to put that disclaimer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've been married for 10 years. We're making 11, just as you said, this week on Friday. I can't forget. On
I hope
Friday.
we are going out.
Yes, and yes, we've been blessed with 4 children. I am a teacher by profession. I am a children's worker, and I'm a CEO of Precious Daughters International Ministry, where we mentor women, mothers and girls. We aim at empowering the young girls to live pure relationships before marriage, and also empowering a woman to stay in their marriages pure, faithfully, trustworthy, and loving God. Yes.
So from we said people have no experience, but this one seemed to have experience with all this. So given that you are dealing with children, maybe for you raising children is easier than it is at other people's, not me, because you work with family, you are a child, you are a teacher. Does that make raising children easy?
I'll take a go. Raising children has never been a walk in the park. It's never easy. In every number of children that God will give you, sometimes He gives us a strong-willed child. And so the journey of parenting becomes a little difficult to raise children. We have 4 children, but there is also one where we feel this one is not easy, doesn't easily follow the rules. She doesn't just easily say yes to every rule. And yet we have law-abiding ones where you say this.
Law-abiding one. I like the law-abiding one too.
Yes, you say something and
They run.
Felinda will run to do it. And yet this other one said, Dad, why are you asking that? Why? What if I want to do it differently?
Children of these days ask why, even though if I've told you I'm your father, do it and that's it. So, children and marriage. Now, when we get into marriage, all of us are looking forward to having children. Even when we want the companionship, but one of the things we really want is marriage, is children. But we have seen children separate parents. Like you actually get a child, and my whole time is on the children, and I forget my husband. And yet in the later years, it affects us. So how should we be able to balance both being a good mother and being a good wife?
I think at the beginning of it all, we are supposed to lay a foundation of friendship, love, and understanding each other in marriage. It comes to knowing my husband, who he is, what he loves, what he hates, what makes him happy, such that when children come in, I am able to balance the two. Some people usually say that give time to the children, but it's supposed to be a win-win, because when you get into marriage, you come as friends, and you take care of everyone equally. So if I know my husband is a quality time lover, I have to make sure that even when children come in, I create some time for him. When my husband loves gifts, at least I can spare something small to make him feel that the child has not taken away his place. And how do I do that? I have to be intentional in doing it, because these kids come, they take away all the time. As a mother, you have to nurse the baby. Like I have a 2-month baby. You have babies crying, you have to breastfeed the baby, and here your partner is looking at you like you have given up on them. But when you know each other originally from the start, and you try to fit in by doing what really makes your partner feel good, you can try to balance it out.
Where do you get the energy? No, I know there's someone out there saying, do you know, when I have a baby, I have to feed them, I have to shower them, I can't sleep, then I'm thinking about this one also.
Yeah, that's why I said you're supposed to be intentional. When you're intentional, you know that at this time tea, it's for the baby. At this time tea, my husband will be back home. And what will I do? Maybe I'll prepare a cup of tea. Or when the baby is sleeping, let me put some tea in the flask, prepare on the table. Husband is back. Enjoy, as I also do the nursing bit of it. But when you're not intentional, the results will be, can't you see that I have a baby? Can't you see that I am busy? Can't you see that I'm still hurting? Can't you understand? And what will happen at the end of it all? The children will take away all the time that you have for the husband.
Interesting.
For our viewers, you need to be reminded that all the journey of parenting our children leads to an empty nest. The children are with us for about 18 years if you've done good work. If you do shoddy work, they can even stay in your home for 40 years. They can't leave, because a struggling child will never be accepted in the world. They will come back to your home. So we parent with a blueprint that we have these children for these 18 years, and we want to do the best. That's why it is important, even as you're being very busy, you have a project home of 18 years only, and you don't deserve to lose any time of your raising them or delegate it. We can't delegate that role. There is one role we don't delegate if you want positive children, and that's raising your children in a good way. Now, when children come, I do expect that earlier you have bonded in the first year. Of course, there's some couples who get a honeymoon babies. Sorry if you get that one. Because then before you're getting to know each other, you're again struggling with
Mood swings.
Yeah, mood swings. You don't want somebody to smell for you. You're pushing. You're just 3 months into marriage, but everything is a no for you, a no for you. So in the end, the early bond really struggles, because a new member has joined the early bond before it cements. However, even if it happens, children are a blessing. When children come in a marriage, they should be beside us, not in the center of the marriage. When children come at the center of a marriage and they grow up and they leave us, the evening years of our marriage are very lonely, because all our life was being poured in children, not into ourselves. And we have lonely couples in the evening years, because all life was poured in children. Now they are living as strangers because they never gave each other time.
So You are doing an illustration, and my mind was on that. Because you see, you're saying, okay, this is mommy, this is daddy,
Yes.
and the child is
And
in
the
the
child
middle.
is in the middle.
Not even sleeping, the child will fall down. So most of us put the children in the middle to stop them from falling, which is not right.
Which
from what
is
you're
not
saying.
right. All other people are secondary or tertiary in a relationship. Even your children are not the primary beneficiary. They're not primary. They're not supposed to be at the center of a marriage. They're supposed to be besides the marriage.
So us as two people, nothing should come in between,
In
apart
between
from
us,
God.
apart from God. God is a person who binds us together. The cord of these strings which cannot easily be broken. God binds us together. The rest of the other people are in beside, so that when they go away, we are not strangers to each other. So we remain with our life bond, and children visit us years later, and they appreciate that mommy didn't put me at the center but kept daddy, so that in the future we can find them together.
But then what do we do about people who think when you do that, you're actually ignoring your children? I don't know if you've encountered something like that. And I don't think those people like their children, the way they treat them. How do you?
When we put our children in secondary, we are not actually ignoring. We are pouring a lot into their lives, as well as pouring into our marriage. Now, every other good thing they will ever attain, it will start from a good marriage. It's from the good marriage that they will pick good values. It's from this healthy marriage that actually they will pick hierarchy, learning respect, how mommy treats daddy at home, how daddy is honored, and how leadership is honored. I tell you, there are people who have a poor relationship with God. They don't even want God to be called our Heavenly Father because of how the picture of daddy has been crushed. And so when you tell children, let's pray to our Heavenly Father, they say, don't pray to God like our Heavenly Father. You call him our Creator. They are comfortable with the Creator because the image of daddy has totally been destroyed. So children are not at the center of the marriage. They come at the sides, so that as we parent them, we should also show them a model example of loving each other as husband and wife, so that they can too also grow up and run healthy marriages.
Actually, putting them at the side does not mean that you're ignoring them. You're throwing them away.
Yeah.
You're not taking care of them. But you're just modeling as an example and showing them that, even when you grow up, this is what you're supposed to do. Because it's easy for them to carry on the values, the virtues, what they have been seeing home to their own homes, than just telling them when they have grown that, you know what, you're supposed to take care of your husband, but they didn't see you take care of him. Yeah, so they will.
And I was actually going to ask Faith. It's very easy for a father to say, leave the child, But as a mother, I've carried this person inside my stomach. Is that even possible?
to live. It is possible, not that I am leaving the child. It comes to balancing the child. Yes, I have a strong relationship with this child because I've carried this child 9 months in my womb. And in parenting, as we know that the 0 to 5 years, it's mother impact. And the child wants to be closer to you. I have a daughter who would even carry a chair to the door to wait for you until you're done showering. So she'll keep checking on you. Mommy, are you done showering? So if I am that kind of parent who does not know how to balance my man and my children, I will go to the side of the children.
And
but
even
here,
go with her to bed since she wants to be next to you.
yes, but here I tell the child, actually these children are mature beings in small bodies. They understand. I will tell her, Kristen, this is daddy's bed. Kristen, this is daddy's tea. This is daddy's something. I don't just push away the child, because there I am going to make them coil, I'm going to make them lose it, they are going to get depressed, they are
And
going
hate
to
their father.
they are going to hate
See
their
him as a
father.
competitor.
They will see them like a rival. So I have to talk to their lives. I tell them, and they have to grow up knowing their position and their father's position. Father's position is here. You don't touch on mommy. You do daddy first, yes, but it's not that I am neglected. It's not that I'm not loved, that he's the first person in mommy's life, such that when she grows up, she knows that my husband also
Must be.
be number one. And then me, I come up after daddy. Next. Interesting.
And I like the fact that, you know, these children are going to leave us, so we need to prepare for those. See, most of us mothers pour ourselves into the children, and then the child goes and you go with them to because you don't know anything else by them. So you go with them to their home instead of staying with your husband. So you were talking about 0 to 5. Can you maybe elaborate a bit? I don't know if
Our children go through the 3 impact stages. The first 0 to 5 years we call the mother impact stage. That's a time when mommy pours herself into the life of a child more. And children are copying you, they are learning from you, whether it's a boy, whether they want, it's a stage of changing diapers, a stage of longing to be breastfed. So the 0 to 5 years is a very important milestone where mommy makes sure that you're available, you pour your life into the life of a child. Then from age 6 to 11 is the father impact stage. Now they are growing a little and they want now to hear more a male voice. The father's voice is very important. Fathers who are listening to us, most of us fathers, we sleep at home but we don't live at home. So a time of your impact where children would want to play with you, they want to ask you questions, they want to do homework with you, that's a time you're very busy on a computer, or you're reading news, you're watching Al Jazeera, you don't want any noise, and you're missing out at a stage where daddy must pour himself.
football.
Yes,
Please
football,
watching
Arsenal,
football.
Man U, I'm a Chelsea fan, and that's a time you should pour your life into the children. Now when they turn 11 going on to 17, that's peer impact stage. Now the two of you had about 10 to 11 years to pour your lives into these children. When you miss that, you begin to struggle with teenagers who have your DNA, but they don't have your character traits, they don't have your faith, they don't have your beliefs. Because in the early years of impact, you went missing at the molding wheel. And we see maids, we also see matrons in boarding schools, busy at the molding wheel, molding for you a child. And now you get back your child at age 14 and say, this child doesn't listen to me. You missed out on at a time when the clay was soft and you could mold anything you want.
Now they have had them.
Now they have your DNA, but they don't have your character trait. They say, you don't behave like the Kizitos. How come?
Are you actually?
The other ones are calm. How come you were a little more hype? Yeah, it all went wrong at a turn of parenting.
But then, I don't know, how do we strike a balance? Because you see, that formative years you're talking about, the 11 years, they also are prime years to actually work hard. And right now, we want to give our children more than we got. So we're working extra hard. So how are we able to balance the work and also the raising and speaking to these children?
Yeah. My wife and I work in busy areas. I do lots of traveling. I work for an organization that travels a lot. But one of the things that we resolved to, even when something is very attractive and it will take away a bigger time, part of our family time, I would choose to go for a lower one so that I can get something a bit average, but as well as spending time with my children. That's a deliberate choice that we chose. If you're a parent and you're a young couple and you've just had children, jobs of traveling very far and being away for 3 years from your children, the growth of children is irreversible. Balance. Get jobs that are nearby as you wait for your children to reach teenagehood, and then later on you can travel, enjoy the world and be busy. But the formative years need you when you are present. If you are not and you choose to be away for many years, then you'll be a sponsor to your children. You're demoted from being a parent to a sponsor. Sponsors give us everything, but they'll never give us their time. And in future, we don't remember sponsors. We remember parents. To be able to be in your children's memories tomorrow, you must first be in their lives today. Maybe she can add.
Yeah, maybe what I can add on is children need more of our presence than our presence.
Are you sure?
Yes.
They need our presence more than our presence.
Yes,
Very
because the presents may get expired, they may get worn out, but your presence in your child's life will stay. I still remember what my mom used to do for me when I was 6 years, 7, 6. She would say, whoever finishes their work, who does work neatly, that she would buy for us a basket of pancakes. She would sit with us, eat, play with us. I still remember those things, but I don't remember the toys she bought for me. So most of the times what we are doing, parents, we are gifting the children, making them busy with tabs, making them busy with other things. Go play with your friends, I'm tired. At the end of it all, it's going to affect you, because as you chase the children, as when we grow up, we want the children to come back home, but they will send you mobile money and say, you know what, Mommy,
You also
I'm
go
so
and
busy.
play with your
They have they'll put first the Christmas party at their
Yeah.
work, the beach party with their friends and so on, and they will not remember you, simply because you were not in their lives. So what we do as parents, much as we have a lot to do, we create the time. Much as you create time for your work and say, you know what, I have a lot of work, you're going to give me some time on my laptop, you also create time for the children. They have been given homework. Don't say, I have a maid who can take care of the homework. I have this. Sit with them. Do some work with them. We have weekends. I don't think you work from Monday to Sunday without having any time. Say, maybe we can go to a park with the children, have fun with them, have board games. At home, we usually use games, play with them, and it's something that is so beautiful. They allow it, they love it so much. They will always long for a time when you're having games with them than time when they're out playing with their friends. Yeah, so create the time for the children.
Yeah, this is also important for people in ministry. I know some are pastors, some are reverends, and you're in ministry, and sometimes ministry tends to take a lot of our time than family.
Yeah, exactly.
We make an error. The church is Jesus' bride, and you also married a bride. You spend a lot of time with the neighbor's bride, and you deny your bride time. That's not wrong, it's not biblical. Your bride home needs more time. It's from the overflow of the time you've given to your bride home that you give others time. Most times, we spend much time with the neighbor's bride. That's Jesus' bride. You spend a lot of time with him and you deny your own bride time. It's not a good way to run a marriage. And also, as children come through, they begin to hate the church because church took away their time, their father's time.
And we're constantly wondering, where are pastors' children like this, reverends' children like that? Yet, for them, church is a place that took away their.
Yes.
It's understandable. So,
They hate church because of what we do. When they get to teenagehood, where there is peer influence, they are seeing their peers with freedom, they can do whatever they
For
want.
you and ever fasting, reading a book of Habakkuk, this other 7 chapters of this.
They run away
Yeah.
from church and join the world.
and if they are not ready for the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. So, how about when you're talking as just imagining the things you're talking about? How about for us in our generation? Most of us are going abroad. Like we actually have no. We are moving away to look for better. Maybe people are saying Uganda, Ghana, let's try abroad. So how do we bring in the intentionality of raising these children when we are away from them?
For people who go to work abroad, I do understand that the unemployment rates are very high in our country, and it's understandable that most parents will travel to work abroad. But we want to bring in the aspect of intentionality, that while you work abroad, first of all, work with the target. How many years do you want to spend there, knowing that you're a father of 4, you've left them home in the hands of a single mother? When children stay with a single mother, some of them are boys, femininity can never bestow masculinity. A mother can never affirm and make a man. They need they need a father figure to affirm a boy to become a man. And that's, and yes, the same applies to a father trying to affirm a woman. And many children growing up with single mothers are struggling to find a link how boys could turn into men. Most boys have stayed boys even up to 40 because they lacked a man in their figure, in their life, to affirm them as men. So while you live abroad and you work abroad, one, you can set a target and say, I'm going to work for 5 years. And then I'll make a small business and I'll come to be in my children. When they become teenagers and they have grown, I'll go back and catch up. That's one. Two, you can also decide to be intentional, to use video calls that every week they're able to have an interface with you and talk to you and have a feel of daddy as though he's present. And then during your holidays, be intentional to put in some money, get a ticket, and return home to bond with children. The growth of children is irreversible. Once they have grown and left a stage you're supposed to impact them, they'll never return to that stage. Let us be intentional parents.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with this conversation about marriage and our children. Don't go away. I'm Phiona Mbowa, here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diary.